What did I just hear? What in the world? No,
I'm
this is
so not
white
surprised.
fantasy to another level.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
This is not a partisan thing. This is why I don't get caught up in Democrats and Republicans. This is a culture of entitlement. You know, you have Washington's full of people who come in. If you've been in Washington more than 20 years, you are part of the problem. I don't care what complexion. Let's talk about Congressional Black Caucus. I'm here for the conversation. Let's have it. Some of your favorites have done nothing but perform. And performance is not what we need right now. We need actual people doing something other than speeches and filibusters and showing up with cameras. Come on, strategy. Where's the plan? Okay, I'm going to need governors in blue states to stop talking and do. Go ahead, gerrymander those seats. Go ahead, do what Texas is doing. Let's go. So John Oliver had this amazing segment on Chuck Schumer, who I think should sit down. Like should have been done sat down.
Should have been done sat down. Yep.
But it's to me perfectly captures where we are across the board. Play it, Smith. First.
But I actually want to talk less about Chuck Schumer himself and more about two of his favourite people, Joe and Eileen Bailey. They're a couple that throughout Schumer's career, he has talked about a lot.
They're a middle-class couple in Massapequa, which is a suburb on Long Island.
Joe and Eileen Bailey, this middle-class couple, they bought into Reagan Republicanism in 1980. Joe and Eileen are worried about losing their jobs or their friends' jobs.
The Baileys really don't believe in trickle-down. They don't believe in a whole lot of government spending, but they believe in tax breaks for kids to go to college. He's an insurance adjuster and lives in the New York suburbs. By New York standards, he makes $50,000 a year. If he lived in the middle of the country, he'd make 40. Wife works in a medical office. She makes about 20. She might make 15 elsewhere. And, you know, I have guided my political life through the Baileys.
The Baileys have guided Chuck Schumer's political life, which is a little weird given they don't exist. Seriously, he invented them. Schumer first introduced the world to the Baileys in his 2007 book, Positively American, Winning Back the Middle-Class Majority, One Family at a Time. In it, he mentions the Baileys an astonishing 265 times in 264 pages. But he'd apparently been talking about them for years before the book was published. One of his former spokespeople said he's always asking, what would the Baileys think? And to be fair, Schumer acknowledges that some may find this a little weird.
If you ask my staff, I've been talking about and talking to the Baileys for 15 years. I have conversations with them. One of my staffers once said I had imaginary friends to the press. Got me in some trouble. But these people are real, and I respect them, and I really love them, and I care about them.
OK, sure, but they're literally not real, Chuck. But even if you can understand the potential utility of creating a prototypical voter in your head, this goes way beyond that, because Schumer's given the Baileys an unnecessarily detailed backstory. For instance, he said Joe takes off his cap and sings along with the national anthem before the occasional Islanders game. OK. And when their daughter Megan, oh yeah, they've got kids by the way, told Eileen a friend was caught cheating on a quiz, Eileen was appalled because lying is not tolerated in the house ever. Also, Eileen apparently helps with the clothing drive at her church, and her father had a prostate cancer scare a few years ago. Again, this is a made-up family. None of these people exist. But wait, I'm still not done. Apparently Joe Bailey would never have a goatee. They watch Sex and the City and Desperate Housewives, though Joe pretends not to like either show. They think most baseball players probably take steroids, and if they were to ever go out to a Chinese restaurant, they would order Kung Pao chicken. That is a J.R.R. Tolkien level of gratuitous backstory, and I don't say that lightly.
What did I just hear? What in the world? No.
I'm
This is
so not
white
surprised.
fantasy to another level. Incredible. I,
Okay, since your mouth is open,
I got to think
there's
about this.
more.
Go
There's
ahead.
more. Olivia, just sit with this. This is Chuck Schumer, who is the most powerful Democratic senator in terms of position, right? And this is why, okay, I can't get caught up in the D's and R's. It's time y'all got to clean house and get this man cannot lead y'all.
No,
We the people will lose with the Chuck Schumer sitting in that position. I promise you.
because he's
And
not only like, go ahead, go ahead. Let
we're
me
going
finish.
we're going to talk more about because I saw when I heard this, I said this makes
It
sense.
makes so much sense. It this mythical white family in his mind that he is pandering to from his fantasy, from his back of the brain fantasy that he is living through. And this is why, like, yeah, you're not trying to govern real people. You're trying to govern the white fantasy in your head.
Which tells
Incredible.
me, wait till you hear this, because I think this family's a proxy for him,
Oh,
Joe
for
and Eileen
sure.
Bailey.
This like
Okay,
wish fulfillment, Stepford. Oh my.
and there's more. Play it,
Oh,
Smith.
But the Baileys do seem to have a lot of sway over Schumer's politics, as he's brought them up when discussing everything from the 2008 financial crisis to cybersecurity, which he framed as protecting the security the Baileys feel when they go online to buy birthday presents. And to hear Schumer tell it, the Baileys' views can be complicated.
The Baileys are not anti-immigration, but they are anti-illegal immigration. They really dislike the Enron executives who stole money, but they hate the people who burn the flag even more. They are pro-choice. They understand that a fundamental decision like that should be made by the individual, but they're glad their church isn't.
Really? Are you sure about that? And the more you hear about the Baileys, the more it feels like they represent a very particular slice of the electorate. Schumer said that they supported the civil rights and anti-Vietnam War movements because they understood that morality was on the side of the protesters. But starting in the late 60s, when those protesters cursed the returning veterans and Stokely Carmichael advocated armed resistance against the white ruling class, the Baileys were lost, which, fun fact, is both a misleading history of the civil rights movement and what people who never supported it tend to say. And yet Schumer will insist the Baileys' concerns are widespread and that they could just as easily have been the Ramirez's of Port Chester, the Kims of Elk Grove, California, or the Saleems of Dearborn, Michigan. But crucially, for all he talks about how much he loves the Baileys, they don't seem to return that love, because in 2021, he explained how the Baileys had voted in the past few presidential elections.
They voted for Clinton and then they voted for Bush. They're not a member of one party or another. They're independent.
Did they vote for Donald Trump?
Both of them did in 2016. Joe Bailey still did in 2020 with misgivings, but she didn't.
Yeah. The Baileys voted for Trump. And just this March, a reporter actually got an update on their voting history.
You said the Baileys voted for Trump in 2016. They split Trump Biden in 2020. I'm wondering who they voted for in 2024.
Probably voted for Trump. But if you ask them why, I think they'd say, above all, crime.
Okay, so to recap, of the 6 votes the Baileys had across the last 3 presidential elections, 5 went to Donald Trump, most recently because of crime, which, for what it's worth, was down in every category last year, with violent crime at its lowest rate in 20 years. They also think the civil rights movement went too far and aren't against immigration, just illegal immigration. And this is the couple who, in Chuck Schumer's own words, have guided his political life. And at this point, it might be worth asking, is that a good idea?
Oh my God, it explains everything. It explains everything. This is like, is there a better quiet part out loud example than this? No, this is it. This is exactly what we have known to be true, have felt through the decisions made by the Democratic Party. It's like, who are they speaking to? Who is this all for? Who is it? This is who. This is right here. Wow.
And the real quiet part is I believe it's him. These are made up people. So
Yeah.
you don't care about the civil rights movement. You
No, this is
probably
all
voted for
him.
Trump. You probably feel this way about immigrants and crime.
This is
You are part of the tropes that are being. You don't have this imaginary couple if it's not somewhere psychological. I don't know. I'm
no.
not a psychiatrist. I don't know any of that,
I
but
was
it
gonna say
feels.
Freud would have
Come
some
on.
thoughts about this. And the psychoanalysis of this, I'm sure, would run deep. But I think at the very basic level, this is exactly what he pictures. This is his fantasy. This is the projection of his inner self. The detail. Oh my Lord.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, he got them watching TV shows and
Oh my gosh. Like,
this
shopping
this
online for birthday presents. Wow. I mean, just the detail. Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, well, and the fact that he, he's like, oh, well, it could just as easily, like I could copy paste all of this into a non-white family. Whether they're this or this or this, like it would still stand the same. I mean, it's really it's incredible the lengths that whiteness will go to obscure itself.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We